एम.एच. जॉनसन ने अपनी बुक जिसका नाम सोशियोलॉजी अ सिस्टमैटिक इंट्रोडक्शन में लिखा था कि द डेफिनेशन ऑफ नेशन इज अ ग्रुप ऑफ पीपल हु लिव इन अ स्पेसिफिक टेरिटरी एंड विश टू क्रिएट देयर ओन स्टेट. If they already have it, then wish to keep it as the most important social obligation, expressing their feeling of mutual affiliation and joint fate. मैक्स मुलर ने भी कहा है कि यदि हमसे पूछा जाता है कि आकाश तले कौन सा मानव मन सबसे अधिक विकसित है, इसके कुछ मनचाहे उपहार क्या हैं, जीवन के सबसे बड़ी समस्याओं पर सबसे अधिक गहराई से किसने विचार किया है और इसके समाधान पाए हैं, तो मैं कहूँगा इसका उत्तर है भारत. It is in times of difficulty that great nations like great men display the whole energy of their character and become an object of admiration to prosperity. Moving ahead, now I would like to invite today's speaker, Ms. Shiva from Shyamlal College Evening, University of Delhi, and she will be speaking on how to build a confident nation. So Ms. Shiva, best of luck. Just go ahead with your talk.
Thank you so much, Shailendra. Good evening, everyone. Myself, Shiva Tiwari, scholar of Shyamlal College Evening. I am very glad to announce that I have got a golden opportunity to speak on my topic, that is, how to build a confident nation. My objectives are: what is nation building and mechanism of nation building? And what is confident nation building? I will also talk about coordination of different ministries and departments for inclusive growth of a nation. My second objective will be: how can we build a confident nation through education, employment, and women empowerment? Next, why confident nation building is the need of an hour for a country like India? And lastly, the conclusion. A nation is not defined by its border or the boundaries of its landmass. Rather, a nation is defined by adverse people who have been unified by a cause and a value system, and who are committed to a vision for the type of society they wish to live and give to the future generation to come. चलिए अब आगे बढ़ते हैं. So let's start with what is nation building. Nation building is process of developing a developed nation through collective, united, and systemized efforts. Modern nation building refers to the efforts taken by the newly independent nation to redefine the populace of territories that had been carved out by colonial powers or empires, without regard to ethnic, religious, or other boundaries. Moving ahead, we must know about what is then confident nation building. It means, in short, if we will come to know about confident nation building, the overall development, either it is political, economic, or social. Confidence help us feel ready for life experience. आगे बढ़ते हुए, now coming to what is the mechanism of nation building. Because a mechanism of nation building deals with the study that how the people, what are the opportunities of the people in the nation, so that he or she can make his or her nation a better confident nation. The mechanism of nation building are the indication for judging the progress of the process of nation building in a state. The vital mechanism of nation building are support of the people. Confident nation building is made through the constant and enthusiastic provision of the people to the community, the administration, and the power holders. Next one is leader. A nation is built under the vigilant guidance of a leader, a committed, devoted, and dedicated leader. Goals and cooperation of the people. Nation building is means for achieving the national goals, objective, and cooperation and coordination among the people of nation. Territorial integrity. Nation building is based on the principle of territorial integration not only among the states but among the nation state. Public literacy and freedom. Nation building aims to establish a high level of public literacy and freedom from orthodoxism, radicalism, conventionalism, and many more. Now, the main mechanism is national integration. As national integration means the binding of the people of a nation in one thread, means united. And if a nation will be united, if the nation leader, nation people, they all are united, then no one can stop to make a nation a confident nation. One nation is the national integration. It is an emotional, psychological feeling which binds the people of a nation in one bond and tend towards development of a nation. A high-level national integration builds a strong, united, and overall a confident nation. Now, moving ahead, we must know what are the coordination of different ministries and departments who are playing a very important role for the inclusive growth of a nation. When should public policies be coordinated? In some cases, a ministry needs the cooperation of another ministry to achieve its goals. Think of a tourism ministry, which in talks with the private sector identifies the most important obstacles to the development of its sectors. To attract the foreign tourist, it needs an overseas promotion campaign on its own and dedicate a portion of its budget to it. But it is not responsible for job training. To foster the development of a sector, it needs the collaboration of the Ministry of Labor, which in charge of training workers. In other cases, the problem of coordination may arise because roles overlap when more than one ministry or agency has similar programs. For example, in Argentina, the National Institute for Technical Education, a part of the Ministry of Education, has job training programs. The Ministry of Labor has also them. These programs targeted at the same population are not coordinated. Better coordination could allow for saving in programs administration and avoid equipment duplication. Moreover, coordination allows for the exploiting of synergies and the leveraging of the different institution comparative advantages. Another coordination challenge arises when different interventions are directed at the same population group. At times, a target population receives a set of programs in which different elements correspond to different ministries or public agencies. That's the reason why coordination of different ministries is important. Either it is tourism, education, labor, or many more. Now, here are some examples of countries which are good in coordinating are Austria, Germany, Lithuania, and Slovak Republic. अब दूसरी ऑब्जेक्टिव की ओर बढ़ने से पहले मैं ये बताना चाहूंगी कि हमारा जो हम यूथ हैं, हमारा कंट्रीब्यूशन और हमारा रोल क्या है एक नेशन को कॉन्फिडेंट बनाने में. एंड स्पेशली हियर मैं इंडिया की बात करती हूँ, बिकॉज वी आर इंडियंस, सो वी मस्ट नो व्हाट आर द role of youth. And here youth is directly I'm talking about all the individual. And due to this only, I have opted this topic क्योंकि हम जानते हैं कि we are the future of tomorrow and for our nation, so let's move ahead. The role of the youth in confident nation building or development is very important. This is because the development of any nation lies in the future generation. Democracy, economy, technology, the improvements of medical science all lie in the hands of the youth. Poverty, unemployment, global warming, population increasing, these all are the problems, or we can say these all are the disease the nation is facing today. The answer to solve all these questions lies within the next generation. History is evident that the next generation has been the answer to solve future problems. As time passes by, it is required to adapt to the changes and bring a change in society. And before bringing a change in society, a person should bring a change in himself or herself. And if a person is changed, he will change his family, then that family will make a society, then society will be changed, that society will make a state, and that state will make a nation. And by that, we can build a confident nation. So here, what is the role of the youth for better tomorrow? What are the qualities that are required to bring a change in society? कहा जाता है कि प्रिवेंशन इज बेटर देन क्योर. हो सकता है वो प्रॉब्लम हमारा दरवाजा खटखटाए, उससे पहले वी मस्ट come out with a solution to make our country confident, to make our country great. जब भारत सोने की चिड़िया थी तो अब क्यों नहीं है, और भारत को सोने की चिड़िया रखना हमेशा के लिए हमारा ही कर्तव्य है. So these two questions are very important and all the students must know about it. Swami Vivekananda once said, "My faith is in the younger generation, the modern generation, and out of them will come to my workers." This quote describes the impact of the youth you can have in society. You will shock to listen that more than 60% of the youth helped Germany with the First World War, far better or the worst. The mission to make the first person walk on the moon consisted of more than 80% of the youth who helped in planning the whole mission. Likewise, Indian youth also played an important role to make our country free from British rule. Youth has become power to change the world. Youth is the most dynamic and important segment of the population in any country. Statistics shows that the developing countries provide and invest in young people in education, health, and protect their rights. It is believed that today's young minds are tomorrow's leaders. They are tomorrow's creators, innovators. For youth to be a good leader, good inventor, and good innovator, it is important that they are supported and are provided good health, training, education, employment. As we all know, that half of the world population is now under the age of 25 years. And 1.8 billion people are between the age of 11 to 25 years. This is considered to be the largest youth generation to ever exist. Many countries such as Sweden, Japan, Germany have already started gaining from the youth by providing them opportunities in different sectors. Here, different sector meaning means in health, in education, and many more. It has been more than 80 years since the bombing of Hiroshima and Nagasaki in Japan. Think if a country is devastated by their lives, by their youth. All things were eradicated, all were dead, but then also Japan is known as developed country. Why? Due to the contribution of the youth, because they are investing to their youth. So here is my question, that Indian youth is confident or confused? This is a big question, that हम confident है या फिर we are confused or we are lagging behind something. Let us talk about youth of India today. India is one of the youngest nation in the world. With more than 55% of the population is below the age of 25 and more than 60% of the population is working age, which is in between 15 to 60 years. It is estimated that the average age of the population by the year 2023 would be 29 years old. The presence of younger people in our country gives us an edge over the demographic dividend of other countries. Here, demographic dividend means the growth in the economic of the country due to the change in the age structure of the country. The youth of our country today are increasingly becoming restless and trying their best to make a difference, but it has not been enough. I am not saying that we are not doing anything. हम कर रहे हैं, we are doing, but this is not enough. More effort should be done. And if we want to end unemployment, poverty, these types of disease, so we have to work hard. And after this, let's move ahead towards the towards some points which leads to a nation building, that is women empowerment. And in this, I will directly relate to the education, because education is a key by which we can change the whole world, not only our nation. The census, it is from a Niti Aayog. The census 2011 counts women population 48.5% of the total population in India. In the changing dynamics of the society, women empowerment is much relevant and very important. Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji has also spoken for women empowerment in 82nd edition of Man Ki Baat. So now, education plays an important role in building self-confidence. Among women, it also enables to change her status in the society. Here, I am not only forcing about the women. Every single individual will be educated, then he or she will change his or her status in the society. Education enables it, and it builds confidence to take decision in a better way. Moving forward, let's have a look on importance of employment opportunities and some ways to improve employment to ensure confidence among people. Now here we come to the employment. That employment also leads to make a nation, to build a nation confidently. Although a range of employment opportunities arise all the time, joblessness is concentrated among certain groups and in certain localities, in both urban and rural areas. The areas of low employment rates tend to be where the numbers on welfare related to other benefits are highest. People should have the skills, motivation, and opportunity to make the more and most of their employment potential. Here, again, skills and motivation. So think this also is interlinked with the education. If any individual is educated, they must be skilled, they must be motivated, and overall they must be confident. Each individual will be confident and he or she will be make a confident nation. Raise education standards to equip young people to be able to take up jobs. Assist unemployed people to acquire employability, skills, and find work. Provide high quality, affordable, and accessible childcare and early education. Help people in inactive benefits back into the labor market and into employment through various welfare to work initiatives. Overall, here I have talked about the important role of education, that how education plays an important role for women empowerment also and employment also. Moving ahead, the primary objective for a confident nation building. Here, when I'm talking about the primary objective, so the question in the mind that the primary objective must be food, shelter, clothes. These are the basic services. And before this, the primary objective of nation building is to make a violent society peaceful. Economic and political objective can be pursued once these first order needs to be met. Reform generates resistance which can be overcome only through the skillful application and personal and money. Objectives need to be scaled to match resources. Not doing so will lead to mission failure. Here, the primary objective also consists of peace in the society, in a nation, and where there will be peace in the nation, automatically a nation will become confident. Peace enforcement during active conflict is on average 10 times more demanding in money and personal than an operation that begins with agreement among all local combatants to accept internal peacekeepers. Despite a wealth of prior and recent experience in nation building, the US-led occupation of Iraq war marked by unforeseen responses, challenges, and hastily improvised. One reason is that US policymakers had not systematically tried to draw a lesson from earlier operation. In an effort to help remedy, the RAND Corporation has published, which draws together best practices from 16 previously published case studies. Now, here I will talk about the overall cost. If we will help in employment, in education, in peace, and in all the primary objective, the cost of nation building depend on the size of the population affected, its urbanization, its income, and its level of conflict cost. Also depend heavily on whether all parties to the conflict collaborate with a peacekeeping force or whether they must be compelled to do so. The total cost comes to $1.5 billion annually for a peacekeeping mission and almost $16 billion for peace enforcement. Military and police personnel requirements scale similarly, as demonstrated by the cost. Full-scale peace enforcement mission are generally feasible only in relatively small societies, about which the intervening governments feel very strong. It has been said that no war plan can survive first contact with the enemy. Neither can a nation-building plan survive first contact with the nation to be rebuilt. The true test of any such plan is not in its ability to predict every detail of the operation, but rather in its success in matching ends to means. Overall conclusion here is that कि लड़ाई करने से या फिर violence से no one can fight for their country or no one can even make their country confident. So the basic thing to be provided for every citizen and every individual is education, best health, best sanitation, and best education. Now, let us move further to a most fascinating topic, or we can say objective, that is why a confident nation building is the need of an hour for a country like India. Why India should become more confident. इंडिया को और कॉन्फिडेंट होने की जरूरत क्यों है? Nation building is a multi-dimensional concept and it involves the active participation of its citizens in various walks of life. A strong and powerful nation is built on dedication and hard work of its citizens. Again, here is a dedication and hard work of its citizens and some amount of smart planning on the part of the government. There are various facets of a nation building, among which the most important one at this moment in time seems to be tapping the potential of its human resource. Now, here tapping the potential of human resource will be only done by education. If we will educate everyone in our society, in our nation, then we will come to know what are the potential of our human resource and we will invest in them and we will make our country confident. Reducing the social and economic disparity that exists in the society and creating an enabling environment wherein individuals can live freely and attain their best in life. So here comes as self-reliance and being a confident is interlinked with each other. So how we can be self-confident, then we can make our nation more confident because we are the confident. हम तो कॉन्फिडेंट हैं और जब हम अपना कदम बढ़ाएंगे तो हम नेशन को मोर कॉन्फिडेंट कर सकते हैं. वी कैन मेक इट मोर कॉन्फिडेंट. द इम्पोर्टेंट ऑफ सेल्फ रिलायंस. Having self-reliance is more important for several reasons. The most obvious being that depending on others for help means there will be times when it's not available. Self-confident means be self-dependent. Don't depend on others. हमें ये काम मिला है, I have only to do. No one is going to do for us. It is said that no one, absolutely no one can close the door that God has opened for you. So why to give our work to other? Why to depend on someone else if we are having the power to do that work? But let's dig in a little deeper to understand how and why you can use this concept to flourish, grow, find, and nurture happiness. Self-reliance is also important because it means you can solve problems and make decisions by yourself. You can make best decision. That's why communication and making best decision is also related to make a nation confident. Because if you are educated, if you are skilled, then you will surely make a best decision, and that best decision will give a best result. You can also, after being confident, you will feel happy by yourself without needing to rely on others. Involves developing self-acceptance, a very powerful thing to have. Involves acquiring knowledge and practicing self-compassion, gives you perspective, which in turn gives you more knowledge. At last, I will conclude my words by saying, be confident. Too many days are wasted comparing ourselves to others and wishing to be something we are not. अब बहुत हो गया कि हम दूसरों से खुद को कंपेयर करते हैं, हम अपने नेशन से दूसरे नेशन को कंपेयर करते हैं. It's all done. Be confident. If you want that India must be more confident nation, that first of all be confident to yourself and make your family, make your society, make your state confident. Everybody has their own strength and weakness. And it is only when you accept everything you are and are not that will truly succeed. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Shiva. It was indeed a great talk over a nation or how a nation should build up. The concepts, especially you used about coordination, youths, employment, were wonderful. And the most basic thing is that these concepts are very basic, and these concepts are need of the hour. So moving ahead, we have some questions regarding your talk by our audience. So let's solve them. Give me 1 minute. Okay, so the first question is by Mr. Shibanshu, and he is asking, how do you think the mutual coordination among different ministers in the primary level plays a crucial role towards nation building?
Okay, so as we all know that coordination leads to discussion and stops any further dispute debates within the government, because the work is divided between them and they are giving the opportunity
Shiva,
to solve it.
if you become bilingual, it will be a great help to few of our listeners.
इस क्वेश्चन के मतलब इसका आंसर ये हो सकता है कि कोऑर्डिनेशन से we can discuss the problem, we can rely on it, and we can solve it by us only. That's why when there will be a coordination in different ministries and governments, अगर उन लोगों में coordination रहेगा, then they will understand each other, and it will make a best decision, and that leads to a confident. और फिर वो confident, obvious वो confident होगा ही.
Yeah, that's right. Now the next question is from Mr. Himanshu, and he is asking, how important do you think decision making and communication are to enhance Indian youth's self-confidence?
अगर हमारे जैसे हम किसी से भी बात करते हो या फिर we are talking to anyone, either he's younger or elder, वो बड़ा है या छोटा है, हमें एक बोलने का तरीका होता है, and that also makes the person who are standing before you to be a confident. And दूसरा क्वेश्चन जो डिसीजन मेकिंग है, तो बेस्ट डिसीजन मेकिंग आर बेस्ड बाय नॉलेज एंड डेटा. If a person is educated, अगर वो educated है, that I have talked in my talk, that decision making is also directly related to the education. अगर वो educated है, then he or she will make a good decision. And this both, ये दोनों communication और decision making will make a nation confident. Not only nation, a person also.
That's great. Now the next question is from Ms. Shubhi, and she is asking, do you think that belief and skills create a confident nation? This is the last question for you.
Please repeat.
Yeah, sure. Do you think that belief and skills create a confident nation?
Of course, being skilled and belief. अगर belief की बात करें तो एक इंसान को खुद पे he or she must have belief in herself or himself. Not only does it simply feel good to believe in yourself, self-confidence and self-belief also bring about other desirable benefits. Better overall health because they deal with stress, difficult emotions better. If a person is skilled and if he or she is having self-belief, then this all is interlinked. Either it is skill, either it is self-belief. These all are interlinked with being a confident. That's it.
Okay, that was great. You really answered every question very well. Now, the last question for you from our side is, what was your experience with GSTS throughout your journey?
Okay. So first of all, thank you so much for giving this opportunity. And previously I was thinking that I can't handle because I was feeling nervous and all. But due to your all support, and especially I will thank to our convener, Dr. Manish Karmwar sir, and all the seniors especially who helped me throughout my GSTS talk. It was tremendous, unbelievable. Thank you so much.